Preventing tantrums tool number 5. Calm prep for transitions. Moving toddlers from one thing to the next can be the most difficult task. You might have been taking your toddler to brush right after waking up for the last 3,975 days. Yet every day, do they run off to play with the blocks right after waking up and then throw a fit or ignore you when you call them to brush? I'm sure you can think of several similar situations where you've been following a routine probably since the day they were born. Yet, transitions are tough, like moving from playtime to lunchtime, getting out of the park and going home. Once you're home, moving to the bathroom for a bath. Once you're done with bath, getting out and getting them dressed. All of these transition points can be stressful and have the potential for power struggles and tantrums. Toddlers struggle not just with the small daily transitions, but even more with bigger changes like joining a new play school, moving to a new locality, doctor's appointment, and anything that's new to them. In this lesson, I want to show you a handy tool that will help you sail through big and small transitions like a pro. Before that, let's understand why does your toddler resist transitions. Ending something and starting a new task is difficult for toddlers for the simple reason that change is inconvenient. In terms of the brain, any change is a shock or a threat, and naturally, our lower brain takes dominance to assess the safety of the upcoming task. As adults, think of changing a job or moving to another city. You would struggle a bit mentally and emotionally to accept that change, right? Well, consider something similar happening in your toddler's brain each time you expect them to stop doing one thing and start doing a new task in that moment, or when they are faced with a new experience like a doctor's appointment, new nanny, new play school, etc. Now you might say, brushing after waking up is not a new task. We've been doing that since the time he was 1. Right. Here's where the next factor comes into the picture. Routine chores like brushing, bathing, eating are boring for your toddler. Plus, your toddler has very little power in these tasks. We as adults are usually doing it to them. Toddlers will naturally resist anything non-fun and will always seek control or want to feel included wherever they can. So how can we make sure these transitions become easier for our toddlers and more importantly, easier for us? The answer is prep. Prep simply means that you prepare your toddler in advance for the upcoming change or task. How should you prep? You address what's causing them to resist. Number 1, turn unfamiliar to familiar. Give them all the details much in advance in a way they can understand as per their age. The lower brain tends to panic with unfamiliar tasks or events, right? So when we make the next task familiar with an advanced notice, their brain and body can be calm enough to cooperate with us. Number 2, turn boring to fun, which means we make the next upcoming task sound casual and fun. 3, turn powerless to powerful by putting them in charge of something small. Let me explain this with a few examples. The simplest way to incorporate all of these 3 elements and sail through a transition is a calm response. Let's say it's time to end bath time and you know your toddler always has a tough time getting out of the bathroom. So you'll calmly say, "You're having so much fun playing in the water. You're so happy and excited. We need to get out now and get dressed. Baby, now I'll pour the last mug of water and then I'll wrap you in the towel and lift you high up and drop you on the bed like a crane. And then, do you want to wear the red shirt or the green one?" You could be saying this as you pick your toddler up and move them out of the bathroom too. See how the calm response gives them advance notice about the next task, making it familiar. There's a fun play element in it of lifting up and putting them down like a crane. You could do any simple thing that you know will excite your toddler. And finally, there's an element of power that you offer by giving them a choice at the end. Such a calm response is a sure short way to help you sail through transitions peacefully most of the time. Another tool that's super helpful with transitions is a simple timer or countdown to give your toddler a sense of time. It will sound like, so when the alarm rings or when I count till 10, I'm going to wrap you in the towel, lift you high up and put you on the bed, and then do you want to wear the red shirt or the green one? Also, since this is a small transition, the prep can be quick. You could adapt this calm response for when your toddler is playing and you want them to wash their hands for lunch. So you'll say, You're having so much fun with the blocks. In 5 minutes, it's time for lunch. I'm setting an alarm. When it rings, do you want to run to the bathroom to wash your hands or do you want to piggyback to the bathroom? Then, as he washes his hands, you'll say, now we'll walk out of the bathroom and sit at the table for lunch. Which plate do you want today? The red or the green one? So you're basically just telling them the story of what's going to happen now, then after that, and so on. I get through most of my days using this simple calm prep tool, and it's such a win-win for all. You're calm and confident, you're offering your toddler information in advance, so there's no sudden shock, therefore less chances of meltdown. Plus, you're offering them power with a choice. Plus, there's a casual fun element in it. Toddlers can never resist fun. No resistance, no power struggles or tantrums means peace. Win, win, win for all with this simple life-saving tool. Now for bigger transitions or changes like joining a play school, doctor's appointment, you joining back to work, you will need to start the prep days or weeks in advance. You will need to be more elaborate with the details, read books on the topic, role play with them over and over again, reverse the roles and so on. I explain these scenarios in more detail in the module, all the small yet big stuff. In that module, you'll also learn how you can combine 2 or more tools effectively in a calm response in different situations and earn your toddler's cooperation. Before I end this lesson, here's few more quick tips. These are like the cherry on the cake. These tips will make your calm prep conversations even more meaningful, inviting both connection and cooperation. Number 1, slow down. This is something I am still learning. We are always on our toes with the to-do list and we want to check off tasks on that list like tuck, 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 tuck. Little children, however, cannot catch up with that speed. They need time to understand our instructions. So like I say, with younger kids, use shorter sentences and gestures, but with all kids, take it slow. Even before you approach your toddler, keep some buffer time in mind for your toddler to understand your instructions and cooperate, plus buffer time to deal with the tantrum that might erupt if it has to. 2. Follow through. While calm prep works most of the time, depending on the situation and your toddler's emotional state, it might so happen that they decide to go on a non-cooperation movement. In that case, you will need to follow through with action and help them stick with the limit. Remember, if they could, they would. Since they can't, we help them out. So despite the calm prep, if your toddler refuses to get out of the bathroom when the alarm rings, you will need to pick them up, like you said, even if they are crying. If you need to in that moment, you will follow the pause sequence to get through the meltdown. Number 3, give thanks. When they choose to cooperate with you, give thanks. Simply say, thanks for coming out when the alarm rang. Your toddler will swell with pride and joy. When we acknowledge the good they do, we can expect to see more of it. That's a wrap on calm prep. This is by far the only tool you need to thrive through the toddler years and transitions. Over time, as your child gets older and your predictable, consistent routines stick in their minds, you will need to use this tool less and less, and you will see your toddler naturally flow through the task and sometimes remind you of what comes next. In the next few lessons, I'm going to give you 4 add-on tools that you can combine with your calm response and calm prep to calmly and safely avert the storm, aka tantrums. The first 2 fulfill your toddler's need for power. They are offer choices and let them take the lead. The next 2 tools meet your toddler's need for fun and play. They are now then and infuse playfulness. I'm waiting to see you there.